Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Fruition Garden. This is going to be another tour of actually the same area that I filmed in part one, but we just had a little rain last night and everything looks so luscious and beautiful. So I want to give you all a tour of how it all looks when it's not super blazing hot out and just how beautiful it is after this rain. So starting over here, we have this is actually a volunteer squash. I think it's a acorn squash because there's a little acorn squash growing right there. As you can see, here we go. And this actually had some vine borers on it, but it doesn't seem to be bothered. And if it does get vine borers, I'm gonna leave it because that can kind of be the sacrificial squash plant so that they leave my other squash plants alone. This right here is some mustard greens that I actually need to pick. So when I pick it, I just pick the outer leaves like so. And oh my gosh, it looks so nice. So I just pick all of the outer leaves and I don't touch the center so that it can continue to grow. And that's what I've been doing, and they just come back so fast. There's another one over here. Well, two right there. And then behind that, we've got some jalapeno fuego peppers. You might remember these from part one of my garden tour. And the peppers are coming in heavy. So there's one here, one there. There's a bigger one down there. This was actually the first one to set. So there it is, and then there's a couple of these plants. So there's 4 over here all together, and they're all doing really fantastic. And then behind those, we have some, I don't know exactly what this is called, but I think it's an Asian lettuce. I don't remember the name, but it does look familiar. So if any of you all know the name of this lettuce, let me know in the comments what it's called. And same thing, I pick the tips or the edges of the leaves so that they can continue to keep coming again for me. And there's a few bug bites, but that's totally fine. Just rinse it really well, make sure there's no bugs on it, and it's still totally edible. Great in a salad with mustard greens and lettuce and endive and all that good stuff. And then yesterday I just planted these eggplants. I have a couple more eggplants that are in pots, so I'm trying to find some good spots for them. And I thought this would be a great place to put 3 eggplants just behind everything. So that's exciting. And over here, we've got more rutabagas. This one is probably ready to be picked. I like to wait until I'm gonna eat them to pick them because I like to eat them as soon as possible once I pick them to get the best nutrients possible. But if need be, I will pick it and just store it in the fridge, take off the green tops, throw the green tops back into the soil so that I can give those nutrients back, and then just harvest the root part and store that in the fridge until I'm ready to eat it. And there's another one over here, not as big. And there's a watermelon in here, Moon Star watermelon, trailing out that way. Got some sorrel here in the middle. This sorrel is so good. It tastes like lemon. So any dish that you would put lemon in, you can replace it with sorrel. And it's just so, and it's nice in a salad too. It's looking so healthy. I'm glad it's not going to seed because the other one that I have growing is going to seed, which is fine. I'll collect the seeds from that one. But this is such a gorgeous shade of green. I love it. And I can just pick these and eat them right off the stems. They're so addicting. I love the sour flavor. It tastes just like a lemon. And moving back, we have another watermelon growing there, Moon and Star. And here is my gigantic Long Island cheese squash. This thing is so long. I mean, it goes all the way back there. And then there's another stem that trails all the way over to that side of the garden. And there's also a bunch of fruit sitting on it. There's one here. looking amazing, and it's just thriving. The leaves are dark green and healthy. There's hardly any pest damage, and the little pest damage that we do have is the plant is not affected at all, and it's growing lots of side shoots, so I decided to only let 2 grow because I want all the energy to be focused on those 2 main stems. But look how beautiful this is, and it goes all the way back there, and there's flowers opening. This is the Long Island cheese squash, and I actually saved these seeds from a squash that our neighbor gave us last year, and the seeds germinated so fast, they grew so fast, they're strong, they're amazing. That is the power of saving your own seed. I mean, it's just like such a stark difference how fast they germinate and how well they do, because they are already used to this climate and they know exactly what to expect, they know what kind of pests to expect, and they just do so well. So I highly recommend saving your own seeds. Moving on over here, got the herbal mixture here. This is great for repelling any pests and also just great to harvest from. So this is my lemon balm. The leaves are a little small right now, but the leaves can get really big just depending on how much shade it's in. If it's in more shade, the leaves will be bigger. If it doesn't have very much shade like these, the leaves will probably be smaller. And then we have some sage growing here, as you can see, delicious sage, and some peppermints. That actually, all of this needs to be cut down and harvested, so I'll make sure I get around to doing that. And then over here in this bed, I have some parsley that's going to seed, jalapeno pepper in between. I think this might be competing a little bit with the parsley, but I think it'll be fine. Another parsley that's going to seed. Here's a little close-up of the flower of that beautiful squash. And the little pollinator in there. Thank you. They're so awesome. And then we have an eggplant. This is called a Oswald eggplant, I think is the name of this one. No, actually this is a Rosa Bianca eggplant. Looking really strong. I mulched the base of it just to help to hold in that moisture. Jalapeno pepper in between again, and another Rosa Bianca eggplant. Everything looks so healthy. I mean, I'm just so amazed because all of that hard work of putting organic matter in the compost, of mulching, has really been paying off, and everything is just looking so healthy. I just can't believe it. It's amazing. So grateful. Here's the gigantic dill that's going to seed all the way up there. And behind that is, you guessed it, more jalapeno peppers. Because why not? More dill right here. And then I have my beautiful homestead tomato plant with lots and lots of tomatoes. There are a few on here that have blossom end rot, but I just pluck those ones off so that the energy can go into the ones that don't have it. And blossom end rot, if you don't know, it's like it's basically a nutrient deficiency. Here's a perfect example. So it'll have this on the bottom, and I just take those ones off and toss them in the compost so the other ones can keep going. Must be just an issue with them competing with nutrients, and the nutrients not being readily available for all of the tomatoes that it has. But I've got plenty on there, so it's okay. I just pluck them off. And then over here are some more beets. Beautiful beets here. Oh my gosh, everything looks so good after the rain. I love coming out here right after the rain. And this is the other stem to that squash plant. It's just literally just coming out from there, just hanging out here. I'm gonna let it go wherever it needs to go. And then here's some more beets, a little on the smaller side. So I'm gonna definitely leave those in for a little longer. Some basil back there. Nice little view from here. So gorgeous. Wood chips are amazing. They're really helping with the fertility of this garden. This is that giant crimson tomato that I was talking about in my first video, and it's doing great. Tomatoes got even bigger. This is the tomato plant that's been not expired, but that's kind of gone out of existence for over 50 years. And my gardener brought it back, and I'm growing those seeds. There we go. And then we have the, what is this called again? The name escapes me. Borage flower, which is a great companion plant for tomatoes. They seem to really be loving each other. Here's that celery that I'm letting go to seed. Little progress check. It's doing good. I see a little bit of browning, so it looks like it's getting there. Some more browning here. I might even let some of them just drop down so that I can get more celery here, because since it grows great in this area, I think I'll continue to let it grow here. And then across from there I have my endive. Well, I actually harvested the endive the other day. So here's some parsley. Here's a black beauty zucchini. The stem is a little bit yellow. I'm not sure why, but I did mulch it, and it looks like it can use some nutrients. So I probably could use a little bit of compost right at the base, and then as I water it, the nutrients from the compost will sink down into the soil and hopefully give this the nutrients that it needs to really take off. And then back here, here's some endive trying to grow back after I cut it. And then here is some savory. As you know, I'm growing lots of this in my yard. And a little strawberry that fell, and it's probably being eaten. We'll leave that one for the critters. Over here is another black beauty zucchini, looking great. There's a couple, looks like those beetles are doing some intense damage on the leaves, but it's still growing, it's still looking good, so I'm gonna leave it be and let it fight off that little invasion. I think it'll be good for it. And let's see if we can catch this bird. There's a bird that is taking a bath right now in the bird bath. You see it? So cute. They love it there. I make sure I keep it filled because they love taking a bath there. Since I have the bird bath there, they're less likely to attack my berries. Oh, there it goes. Because they really want the water. So when they eat my berries and my tomatoes, I know that it's time to refill that bird bath. Okay, back to the plants. We got the eggplant here, doing great. These are those 4 eggplants that I transplanted over here. And the green beans are doing awesome. There's a couple bug bites, but they are pulling through. These ones are really strong, and guess, as you probably could guess, these are seeds that I saved. So like, look at the difference. I mean, these are ones that I ordered, different varieties, and this is one that I saved. And these seeds are like probably 6 years old, and they are doing amazing. This is why I love saving my own seed. Here's the Federally tomato. Federally tomato. Here's that giant one that I showed you before. It got even bigger. And there's a bunch more coming on here. Got plenty of flowers back there. I don't know if you can see them. And then moving on to this side, here's the compost. We turned the compost and we actually started a new pile in a different area of the yard. So this will be able to finally break down. So excited for that. And right next to it are all of my eggplants and basil, looking so great. Sorry about all the noise. Hopefully you can still hear me. And here's the dill, looking awesome. Let's get a closer look at this eggplant. I think I see some flowers coming on. Yep, there's some flowers right there. So exciting. And they're a little young, but I'm not gonna pluck the flowers off. I'm gonna let them develop. They'll probably get taller by the time they actually start to show, before the fruit starts to show. So I think I'll leave the flowers on. I know some people pluck flowers when their crops get them a little early, but I'm gonna let nature take its course. Right across the way, my other tomato plants. Big borage flower. Love doing the borage next to my tomatoes. And there's the tomatoes down there. More here. And my asparagus is looking great. Looking amazing. Let's see how that little asparagus is doing. Oh, it's starting to fern out. So this is the one that we saw in the other video. This one right here. And as you can see, it got taller and it's about to fern out just like the rest of them. So it's gonna look just like this. So yep, we can't pick it until next year. But there's another one coming in down there. So cool. And it looks really healthy. And then over here are more tomatoes and more borage flowers. This is my Rutgers tomato. That looks like it actually might turn soon. Lots of parsley flowering. Beautiful. And then this is my yellow zucchini plant. And this is looking so good. I mean, look at that. It actually has quite a few yellow zucchinis that are coming in. Got a flower that opened. I don't see a male flower that's open, but hopefully on the other plant it opened. But if not, we'll have to wait for the next one, because this zucchini will just get shriveled and soft and fall off if it has not been pollinated. So really what has to happen is at the same time that the female flower opens, we need a male flower to open like this one. So maybe this one will open today and this will still be open, and then we'll get some pollination. So hoping for that. But nonetheless, there's plenty more to come, and they look amazing and strong. And we have another one over here. I don't see any flowers open on this one. This is also a yellow zucchini, but it doesn't have the white pattern on the leaves, which is interesting. But it is a yellow zucchini. It came out of the same seed package. So I wonder what makes some of the leaves have the little white pattern and some of them not. It's very interesting. So there's that area. And then lastly, this is what we call the little mini arboretum. Here we have all the flowers. These are those foxgloves that look like they actually might start flowering again. So I'll be really excited to show you these flowers. I hope they do. They're so gorgeous. And then we have, yeah, just lots of flowers down here. Here's a little bird bath for the birdies. And in these little pots on the side, I have some stevia growing that I use for my teas. It's a natural sweet herb. Here's the other one over here. delicious. I got this from a cutting from a farm that I work on, and it's doing really great. So that's going to conclude my video for today, and I hope you all enjoyed. There is a whole other section that I'm going to show you in the next video, so stay tuned for that. But yep, this will conclude the video for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope that I'll see you in the next video. Bye, and have an amazing, awesome day. Thanks for watching.